Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, so we're going to start off with the daily time frame, then we're going to work our way down to the lower time frames. We are currently at a pivotal spot. I know this might look like a lot, but it is because everything is a reaction spot you see here on my charts. And yeah, we got a specific reaction playing out right now. All right, so we are at a pivotal spot. We're right here at resistance at pretty much on everything. All right, we're gonna over here the 4-hour time frame. All right, so SPY is at resistance, QQ is at resistance, SPX is at resistance, ES is at resistance, NQ is at resistance. IWM is not. IWM is back testing. It's a falling wedge right here. All right, but yeah, you clearly do see ES is just like literally just bouncing its head or bobbing its head up there, and you can clear as day see this was a reaction spot this whole entire time. All right, so I do think we are at a pivotal point on every single one, and QQQ and NQ are at their highs, whereas SPY and ES are they're just at a spot that where if you start breaking up from here, you have no resistance up until the top of the range. So if you do start, you know, like we'll just put it on here on ES here. Put it on right there. Maybe they decide to hold you there. We could put that right here. Where's the high there? High was 4167. All right, 4167, 4167. All right, but yeah, guys, after this white zone you see right here, and after this resistance at 4167, like, hey, straight shot up here to just about 4200. So yeah, everything is at a pivotal spot. I rest my case. All right, let's take everything off and let's go back over the daily time frame. So we did have Friday closing out the day with increasing buy volume over here on QQQ, which does suggest buyers are going to get their way in one of two manners, which one would be a gap up, the second of which would be a move above that day's high. All right, so that day's high would be 323.76. I'm not saying these things have to happen, but let's just look back on the chart. All right, volume is typically one of my favorite indicators. Let's just look at it. Okay, right here you had the increasing buy volume right here. Guess what? You made a higher high the next day. All right, right here you had increasing sell volume. Right here you had increased sell volume. You made a lower low the next day. Here you had increasing sell volume. You made a lower low the next day. All right, so there's that. Sellers got the way there. Here you did not. All right, so increasing sell volume, but sellers did not get their way. There's where you had the Microsoft surprise gap up, and that's when I decided to go against volume there, and I took some longs. All right, because yeah, we had a really good setup for a bear trap, just like we had a really good setup for a bear trap over here, and then yeah, it came to fruition. There it was. All right, over here you had increasing sell volume on a green day there. Guess what? All right, you broke down the next day, and you gapped down. All right. Over here it didn't work out, but as you see, like, it is mixed. All right, it's mixed. I'm not going to say like, hey, if the deals are committed to doing a trap, things like this can happen. All right, see that? Look, sick nasty move in the opposite direction the next day. That was also a trap we were calling out on the channel. All right, and that is that's my promise to you guys. All right, so my one guarantee that you guys can you can hold me to it is hey, you're going to continuously see insights here on this channel that you will not be seeing in a consolidated place anywhere across the internet. All right, maybe you're going to see some of these insights, but you're not going to see all of them in one consolidated place, giving them to you on a silver platter continuously on a daily basis. You're just not going to see it. All right, I know that because I've been in this space. So there's that. There's my guarantee. Let's carry on. All right, and it does look like you are breaking up from the structure we're about to go over after we finish talking about the daily time frame. As of right now, you do have a bearish divergence on the daily CCI and the daily RSI. You have a triple bearish divergence going on right here. All right, let's just draw that out for you right there. And then if you include this point of divergence, you have a quadruple bearish divergence going on your RSI. This is the daily time frame, guys. All right, and let's actually talk about it right now. Apple. We come over to Apple. Apple also has the same big bearish divergence right there. All right, you have like you still have like a triple bearish divergence going on over here. I don't think it's going to be burned, and as you see, we're you know, Apple is finding resistance right where, you know, sellers should be stepping in. This is where they naturally should be stepping in. You see, you know, guys, we have a blow off top going down on Apple. That is exactly what's going on. They're doing everything they can to suck people in. They even announced that buyback. Are they buying back right now? They're doing it 4% off all-time highs. I I don't know. If they are, that's like very stupid, but maybe they are. I have absolutely no idea. Maybe they're super confident in their product, and whoever's in charge of doing that has no idea what actually, how the markets actually function, which is TA. All right. Like the vast majority of the decisions that move the stock prices here in the market is done off of TA, because as a trader, there's no other edge besides TA. There's not. All right. This whole video is dedicated to TA. Every single day, we dedicate a video to TA 6 days a week. So not every single day, but every day besides Sunday. That wouldn't be the case if TA was not respected on a consistent basis. It is respected on a daily basis, on every time frame. That's what we do here, cross time frame analysis. And yeah, if you enjoy it, guys, I'm just going to say right now, hey, I do know most of the viewers each and every day here that come and watch this channel are returning viewers. So if you do fall into that camp, I know you're finding value. Please just support the channel with a like. It definitely would put a smile on my face. I'm serious. If I see a lot of likes, guys, it's like crazy. I'm like, we saw 150 likes on both those videos over the weekend. That's crazy. Crazy. That was insane. I was like, holy crap, a lot of people like actually appreciate it. That means a lot. All right. It's letting me know I'm doing something well. And also it's definitely helping out the algorithm. So like, hey guys, pump the stock. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. All right. Each and every one of you. And I appreciate this community that we have grown. So let's get back into the charts. All right. So we went over the daily time frame. We're going to go over VIX a little later in the video. All right. But yeah, let's jump over here down to the 4 hour on Apple. Clearly see, guys, we got support coming in right where it needed to come in. Right here. You've got out of it. So you had a sick, nasty bear trap. You even got the daily close underneath that, which confirmed the breakout. You haven't had that condition pop up this whole time. All right. So you just every bounce, it happened before that breakout. So definitely a bear trap. We were hinting at, all right? Well, not hinting at, we're kind of screaming about it and banging on our chest about it. Like, hey guys, hey, probably a trap. Hey, there you go. There you go. But yeah, here we go. Apple broke out. You had the confirmed breakout to the downside. Then, they said, screw you guys. This is a trap. We're going back up. And now they completely flipped the script. All right. So I'm not going to put an upper target on the board. All right. But if I was going to do so and you didn't already have a bearish breakout over here, it would be at 186. And I would have a giant laughing emoji on it at all times, because it is very likely not being hit. And anybody who's trying to play it is being trolled. I don't know. Maybe it does get hit, but that's that's a few bucks off of all-time highs, above all-time highs, and I don't think that's going to happen. Who the heck is going to be buying this thing other than the shorts that are covering to continuously push these prices up higher? All right, let's carry on. Let's carry on. All right. And if I had to say what I was watching on Apple, I'm just going to say right now, I'm going to be watching this white box you see right here. That was formed up here. All right, and that starts at about 174.63 and ends at 176.40-ish. All right, and yeah, it literally just goes just there. All right, this is where I expected sellers to start stepping in. It looks like they're stepping in a bit early here, but I do think it does look like you are going to be curling this CCI back up. Probably form a bearish divergence right here. All right, as you're hitting there, maybe you start a mini sell-off on the indices. You get that pullback, and like, guys, Apple's the largest component. So if this thing is dropping, it's going to drag everything down. So until Apple drops, I'm just saying, we're probably not going to get the biggest drop on the indices. But when it does happen, that's when you start like a decent size pullback at least. All right, there's that. But yeah, here on QQQ, guys, we are right here in a bull flag. All right, and what is a bull flag? Bull flag is just an impulsive move up followed by consolidation. All right, right there, that is what a bull flag is, and it would be a bear flag if you were coming. Oh, look at that. Boom. All right, you're coming down, and people probably maybe looked at, maybe this thing was a bear flag to a lot of people and then broke up. To me, it wasn't, but there's that. Technically speaking, yeah, you did have a pennant right at the bottom of an impulse move down, so maybe it could have been looked at as a bear flag. I wasn't, but there's that. But yeah, guys, right, let's paint out these scenarios for what could be going down here. Let's do some preparation. All right, we are at the pivotal spot, as I pointed out, in across the board on all of these names. We have gotten the breakout here on the 15-minute time frame as of the last 15-minute candlestick. This one just started. Maybe we're now getting the back test of the structure. Maybe we're going to come down to the 3-minute time frame. Maybe we see go like that. All right, these start making their way down there. I don't know. All right, but maybe we are about to back test that. All right, and yeah, that's that. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here, but you did break up from the bull structure, and SPY also finds itself in the same bull structure. You have this impulsive move up, followed by a flag. Oh, we can literally see it in full factory here, right? So typically, guys, these bull flags are continuation patterns, or you get the bear flags. Those are continuation patterns, all right? It could be either or, and in this case, it's a bull flag, and they don't have to continue, but if you do get the breakout to the upside, you typically do see that continuation, all right? Because of that, all right, I do think now that QQ broke up here, I think we are going to test 323.76. That's the natural path for price, in my personal opinion, all right, is up there. All right, now, before we go any further, let's talk about dealer's best interest. What was the dealer's best interest today? You wanted a pullback followed by a continued move up higher. All right, I think that is exactly what we're getting right now. I did think you were going to be coming down lower than this. I did not think, buyers were going to hold the line here, but they did. All right, that is why, I got this reaction zone. Buyers held the line right where they needed to hold the line. And, if you started getting some closes underneath, then that would have been sketch, all right? But you got this bullish diverge right here. I actually missed this at the time. I was out in the backyard with the dogs. And then, yeah, you had the same thing over here on the CCI as well. And you had over here, and I was telling the Discord, like, hey, I wouldn't be surprised to see this day start off with a move higher to get these oscillators up. I didn't say to get the oscillators up, but that's what I was pointing out in my picture. All right, or my pictures. And then it was the same over here on, NQ and ES, all right? These also, and I guess ES just never really took off. Same with SPY over here, all right? NQ is, leading the way up here, though. But yeah, all right, I'm just pointing out that we are still at this pivotal point. You have broken up here. Natural path for price, in my personal opinion, with all the put open interest still on the table. And that's why I say natural price, okay? And I want to get this video out to you guys quick. I want to make this a 20-minute video, so we're going to try and do this for that. But yeah, over here at the 400 strike, you still do have, all right, and let's just go to both. All right, so let's just go to both. Let's just come and go like that. All right, open interest. All right, so the 400 strike, you do not have a lot of calls. All right, you do have 73,000, but you have double that on the put side. All right, or you do have a lot of calls, but you have double that on the put side. So there's that. And nowhere else on this board do you have a lot of calls. So it is in the dealer's best interest to literally just force prices up, all right, and not come and pay out any of this puts. So 150,000 open interest there, $5 down, 73,000, $5 down again, 130,000. All right, 385, 74,000, 380, 76,000. All right, it's not in the best interest for over the following 2 weeks. Two dealers to bring prices down and put these things in the money. All right, so if we do get a move down, I'm still going to stick to it. All right, 40160 to 400 is going to be where I draw the line. That's where I think, like, hey, that at all costs, like, that's where it needs to be held. If you start losing 400, you're getting a gamma squeeze to the downside. That's what's going to happen. All right, so I think one hell of a strong move comes down there. It comes out of there if we get down there. All right, it doesn't have to, but there's that. All right, now if we even start breaking down over here on SPY, so I'm gonna make this call right now. All right, and look at this, guys, perfect spot. So this is like why, like, hey, honestly, the setup here would be a put setup. All right, it's not really a short setup or a long setup, in my personal opinion. I'm just saying, all right. That is what I tried on Friday. I haven't tried anything yet today. I'm just watching, and this is why, right? I didn't think a lot would be coming out of this until we got a signal, all right. And we still haven't gotten any of that signal. We could tank from here, right? And you know what? It could happen, all right. Come over to NQ. You have NQ and QQ, like, your 15-minute oscillators are back up to overbought. That's what I was waiting for. Like, I just didn't think like you're just going to just keep dying off all day before, having at least a little pullback. I don't know. I'm going to point out where I did think price would be coming out. So this is what I came into the day. I don't want to say expecting, but this is what I was watching for. So over here. All right. So I was watching for over here on SPY, 410 to 411.30-ish. if this is broken, so either this is where price was going to come and I was going to, look for a long setup in here, which it is looking like that's going to be the case, right? You're probably going to come here and do that. That could be a thing that takes place here, right? That would probably throw a lot of people off over here with QQ. They broke you out. Maybe they bring you down here. Boom, they break you out again. I don't know. All right, but come over here to SPY. All right, down here in this cayenne blue zone we got going on here, right? This is something that has been respected. All right, you have a lot of reactions going on here. If you do break down from here, you have a successful breakdown of this wedge here. All right, but what I'm actually seeing right here is you do have a lower high, but this was done in after hours over here, so that is something to note. So maybe we're not gonna. Let's look at the bigger time frames to really keep an eye on trend. All right, I don't really want to, put something in anyone's mind out there that's not actually happening. All right, so like to really break down, guys, you're gonna need a break under this. All right, and that's still, I'm gonna say like, hey, this is where you're gonna hold the line. But the call I'm gonna make right here, all right, if sellers break you down here under this blue zone, you'd see this cayenne blue zone, 410 to 411.30ish breakdown. This is where I think buyers are going to hold the line. It's down here. All right, I'm going to show you why. Another reason I do think they are going to hold the line down there is the fibs. All right, you got the fibs right here, and this is just about, this is good enough. All right, but all of these are right here. All right, so you do have the two gap fills left open, 407.77, 407.27, and then under that you have 406.52 support, which was resistance, but it was flipped as support, and that was the resistance you broke above. It was holding it down over here, but that was like why I think it's going to be meaningful if we revisit, just because this was the exact level that really kicked off this, and it was holding it back prior to that. All right, it literally was the one holding it back, and that is where you made the higher low. Boom, that formed the higher high, followed by the higher low, and then you were off the races. All right, so that is that's what I'm going to be watching. That's the call I'm making. All right, if you break down from here, this is where you're going to find your buyers, and that is where I'm very likely going to be I'm going to be pulling triggers down there. If I see the setup pop up here, I'm going to be pulling triggers up here. Okay, I don't know. Regardless, guys, I still do think you have a setup for a squeeze here. And, again, we have no catalyst. I do think they're probably going to run you up into... They're going to have the oscillators at extremes going into CPI. I don't know if it's going to be down or if it's going to be up. But as of right now, QQ just broke above... Or not, didn't break above the high. But, like, hey, this thing is on its way to breaking above the high. And if it does, buyers got their way. That's another example of volume being your indicator here. There you go. That told you what you need to know. So on the pullback, that's what I had, at least in the back of my mind. I knew like, hey, all right, I was looking for the pullback today to be eaten up. I did think it would be lower. All right. I thought here on QQ, for example, here on QQ, I thought we'd come down to 320.27, the 319.30 to 319.80 zone right here, the red box. All right. Or you'd come down to the bottom trend line here of this rising wedge. And I thought buyers would step in there. No, we didn't do that. All right. We've ended up, buyers stepped up here. You formed this bull structure. And if you do break above the high, then yeah, guys, you got another higher low. And now it's going to be followed by the higher high. So yeah, the trend is still going to be your friend until the end. And it's going to be going up. All right. So I'm just saying max pain is still going to be up here in between August high and up here, in between the current high. Definitely, somewhere in this middle area. I don't think they're going to give everybody a perfect short entry. If they do, that would be amazing. All right. But I don't think it happens. If it does, like, there you go. There's a perfect short entry. It could be going crazy. All right. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be watching for. All right. Let's look at this. All right. You got a trough to peak over here. $9 move, we'll call it. All right. Over here, trough to peak before you had any pullback. Well, you know what? We'll just say peak. 13. We'll call it $13. All right. $13 from trough to this peak to make a new peak would literally bring you up into the top of this trend line or top of this pattern here, which would be the top trend line of the rising wedge. All right. Yeah, which I just realized. Can I draw? Oh, no. Okay. Wait, yeah, I can draw that better. Draw it from here. We'll draw a touch point right there. Is that the touch point? Right there. Yeah, I think that is just about, that's just about an exact touch point. All right, so that is what I'm going to be watching for, guys. If we do break up past 323.76, then yeah, I do think it's a real possibility then in a hurry, we come and visit the upper trend line here. That's a $3 move to the upside. I'm just saying, above here, you open your door back up to Squeezy McSqueezy. All right, so he's going to be at your door waiting. All right, the fact that QQQ broke above this tells me that, you know, price wants to be going up naturally. And again, we had the trifecta. We still have that in play. All right, we didn't get any, we're not getting any super sell signals. All right, we're not. 4-hour oscillators are at extremes, but guess what? All right, plenty of times we've seen them form these divergences up here. And guess what? Between this divergence, all right, and like, look, you didn't even reach an extreme here, but let's use QQ as an example because you already did. All right, so over here, all right, right here, when you were, oh, well, what scenario do we have this? I guess we could use this as an example, but like, hey, you're not even getting that pullback. Guys, this is a perfect example of, we can see history rhymes, but it doesn't repeat. Every moment in the market is unique, all right? That's really just what it is, all right? Same spot. Don't rely on it, though. That's not like, you know, I'm just saying, last time you were here, you had this pullback, all right? And from the peak you made here, right, you still went up another, like, yeah, $3, right? So the peak here, we still, well, 250 it was, all right? And that would, holy sweet baby Jesus. Look at that. You're coming up to 326. There you go. All right. So yeah, there's that. All right. Let's go over the scenarios here that I am watching for, and one of these will likely be it. Let's do it. Okay, so you break above here, and we're going to use QQ for this example. I already told you what I'm watching for on SPY. You break this zone right here. I'm watching for over here to hold you up. All right, that's where buyers hold the line. That's my call. That is the call, the one call of the video that I'm making here. Okay. You break above here, I'm going to be watching for a retest, and then, you know, off the races. You don't have to retest. You could just stay impulsively break out like you broke. But look at that. You broke out and retested here. So I don't know. All right. I'm going to be watching for a retest if you do that. All right. You even got the mini one on the 15-minute time frame of this bull flag. All right. So, well, I guess you didn't really. 3-minute time frame. Yes, you did. All right. That's what I was saying. Okay. Yeah, look at this. Like, guys, the back test typically happens. So it's just always something to keep in mind there. All right. Look at that. We're already off the races. I'm just saying, guys, you start breaking above. That's when you're in Squeezy McSqueeze territory. It's not going to be looking good for anyone holding short, because you're going to have to wait for another signal to pop up. All right. That's just how it is. All right. I'm sure that is where a lot of people will stop out on QQQ and NASDAQ. So, you know, there's that. What was I going to say? Okay, yeah, so there's that scenario, and what I'm going to be watching for is up here, that upper trend line. All right, so I'll be watching for that. Scenario number 2, you come up here, you just double top. All right, you double top, and I'm going to have to watch this as a reaction spot. If you start breaking down, like, yeah, I'm going to be watching the same spots. Okay, guys? All right, then I'm going to be watching these two over here, 320.27, this red zone right there. All right, so that's another scenario. Scenario number 3, I guess they just tank you. Okay. Black Swan comes out of nowhere, they tank you. Scenario number 4, all right, you really do just get on to a squeeze, and you don't get this pullback I speak of. If you don't get this, I don't know what to tell you, all right? You're in squeeze territory. Anything can happen. That's why I say, like, hey, I don't really want to make any call here. I just want to say this is a pivotal point, and something, you know, either go up here or, like, you get rejected here. That's what I'm getting at. All right. And then, yeah, I guess that is pretty much it. All right. On the 4-hour time frame, if we do move up, guys, I'm going to be watching on the 4-hour and the 1-hour. I'm going to be watching for a divergence to pop up over here on QQQ. Same with SPY. All right. You do have room to rip. And so, I mean, not off the table. You could see on the 15-minute time frame, you never had your oscillators rip up with QQQ there. All right. You kind of just sat here. You could say this is like a bear flag pennant. All right. Or just a pennant in general. And you could be breaking either way. But yeah, you like never had them reach extremes, but yeah, they're probably going to push up, and like maybe you see them reach extremes before you actually break out and you reject. I don't know. All right. But these are things I hope I'm opening up your mind to. All right. VIX. I was looking at HYG when I was saying that. All right. VIX broke down underneath its trading range. Maybe it comes up and back test it. But with how it's looking, I do think you're just going to come straight for the 16-12 gap fill with how the indices are looking and how this is looking here. All right. Your oscillators, if your 4-hour, if your 4-hour RSI reaches extremes here, all right, to the downside, all right, if it's at oversold, that's where I'm going to be looking for a VIX bounce, all right. That is typically where I see these divergences form. If they get reached, all right, that is where we're looking for top. All right, that is what we're looking for right here, right, right there. All right, down here. You just have a bunch of them. This is where you get your bounces. All right, and same on the hourly time frame for Mr. VIX. All right, and what I typically like to look for on Mr. VIX for a reversal, all right, or for signs that a reversal is coming up, is an hourly divergence. All right, so let's just point out here. All right, you have this going on over here. You have this big boy right there. You have that one on the RSI. RSI is what I really like to see, all right? CCI is just, precursor to what I like to look for on the RSI. You have that going on right there, all right? And yeah, look, you started having a mini one before the real one popped up on the CCI or on the RSI. Down here, you formed them, all right? But yeah, it's just typically I like looking for that, or like VIX coming into some point of structure, all right? Or I'm just gonna look for a condition on the chart, all right? That's just typically what I will do here. And guys, I'll let you know about all these things as they pop up. And like I said, insights, just they might be really weird insights that you're not gonna see other places. I've pulled out a couple things from my magic hat this year, and well, at least since I started making these videos, that yeah, they were just so random that people just probably were not talking about them. So there's that. All right, guys, with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of your Monday, and do what you got to do. Peace.